Chelsea 4, Manchester United 3. What a last minute turnaround. What's good, guys, and welcome to another episode of Mini Football Logic. It's Zeno here, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about the absolute chaotic mad game that was played in the Premier League yesterday between Chelsea and Manchester United. Now, if you don't already know, somehow it ended 4-3. Chelsea took an early 2-0 lead. They choked it before half-time, and it was 2-2. And then the second half, United completely finished the comeback, was 3-2 up until the 97th minute. And then Chelsea scored 2 last-minute goals to win the game. Absolute pandemonium. Like, I was watching the game with my little brother, and he went from absolute despairing and shouting all kinds of bad words to the team to just being in, dreamland and pandemonium on cloud 9. And I'm sure that a lot of Chelsea fans could relate to him in that moment. And of course, Julius, he's in pain. He's obviously feeling the opposite way. Now, of course, when you look at the game and you step back and you look at everything from a bigger picture, Cole Palmer proves to be the difference for Chelsea this season. When he was first signed, I can't lie to you, I think I even made an episode on it. I thought 42 million was a lot for him, for a guy that wasn't proven, at this level consistently. And of course, he had these moments at City where he showed glimpses of that talent and that ability. But to spend 42 million on him felt like a risk. But because of the injury to Nkunku, he has stepped up big time. He is Chelsea's main man right now as we speak. 16 goals in the Premier League this season. Of course, a lot of them were penalties, but you got to score these penalties, and he's so good at them. It's mad how he says he doesn't practice them and he barely takes them before he joined Chelsea. Like, that's crazy to me because, he's got such composure. Anyways, to score 2 penalties, one in a deep clutch, fair play. You just got to give him credit where credit is due. Now, speaking about his Chelsea team, they continue to confuse. Just like Manchester United on the Ten Hag this season, both teams have just been very confusing to understand throughout this season. They have games where they're teetering on the brilliant, and they have the games where they're teetering on the absolute madness. Man United's previous game against Brentford was absolutely horrific, and they should have lost that game comfortably. They got away with a point, and it could have easily been a win. And in this game, they went 2-0 down very quickly and looked out of control. And then suddenly found their way back in. Obviously, ironically enough, Chelsea made a mistake to bring them back into the game. Caicedo. And then after that, the momentum started swinging their way. And then from that point onwards, they controlled the game and they got back into the game. And then the penalty happened with Madueke getting fouled by Dalot. Now, the 2 penalties that Palmer did dispatch, they're very contentious. There wasn't a lot of contact. You could say there was minimal contact. Unfortunately, they're not clear and obvious errors. So maybe to the eyes of many people, it might have been a clear and obvious error, but under the rule book, under VAR, it's not. And as a result, those decisions stood. But the fact that United, in that game, you could say it pretty much summarizes this season. The inconsistencies. Chelsea, the same thing. It's like these two teams have had a very similar story this season, but to similar levels of luck and effect. Chelsea have been a bit more unfortunate, you could say, and probably a bit more worse than United, while Manchester United have been a lot more lucky to come out of matches, winning them or getting something from them. And watching this game, it was so weird to see how Chelsea were in control and completely lost control, and then stole it at the end. Man United pretty much controlled the game from after Chelsea scored the second goal and the Garnacho first goal. The game, it doesn't make sense. I'm struggling to even talk about it right now to you guys. It just doesn't make sense. Ten Hag says Man United maybe deserve to win the game, but when you look at the statistics, maybe they don't. Maybe a draw was probably the best result, but maybe a Chelsea win deserved it. How strong they started off, and then how much they continued to push once United got that third goal. We can't, miss that out. So the fact that we're sitting here saying that Chelsea won 4-3, you got to give credit to Chelsea for finding a way through. Of course, they had a bit of luck, and of course, you're going to need a lot of luck to make these kind of comebacks. But oh man, stunning. Of course, it wouldn't be possible without Cole Palmer. But boy, Chelsea did really well to put themselves in a bad position. Caicedo has struggled big time throughout this season. He's probably emblematic of Chelsea's issues right now at this point. A lot of money invested and spent into players that are not quite the standard required to adhere to the standards that Chelsea have set themselves over the last decade or so. £150 million, you expected them to be able to place a pass properly. You know what I mean? Not just to give it straight to the opponent so he can score. If they don't shoot themselves in the foot there, Chelsea probably have an easier path to a victory. The fact that Man United got themselves back into the game via the Bruno Fernandes header before half time, yeah, no wonder they came to the second half more buoyant, more stronger, more quicker. They're just playing a lot better because they had the momentum on their side. But then obviously once United got that third goal, they started to fall back a little bit. Ten Hag probably won't be happy about that, but Pochettino got away with one. Big time. Big time. The game was like a basketball match. Teams were just going from side to side, left to right. Like, we all know that the defense of both sides have not been strong this season. And this match pretty much showed it. Like, if you really wanted to watch a game this season just to see the level of where Chelsea United are and how far away they are from the best sides in this league, this is the game to watch. So many weaknesses exploited. So many things you can sit there and watch and think, damn, they really need to improve on that. They need to improve on this and that. Of course, both teams are struggling with injury, of course, to key players, and that doesn't help. But at the same time, you can see the level that these two teams are at, and you can see that they're very equal. But because of how bad each team, how come it's even how bad, like the holes that are within each side. Yeah, it's a bit mad. Like, all in all, it's like I said, a draw might have been the best result. But if you look at the statistics, maybe Chelsea maybe edged it. But the way they won the game, it feels like United robbed once again after the Brentford game. They could have ended up with 6 points in these last two games, but they have won. Obviously now, this means Chelsea have a chance of actually competing for the European places. They got to keep winning though. And Man United, top four hopes continue to slip away. This was a very, very tough loss for Manchester United. This one will hurt. Because Chelsea, let's be honest, they're not what they used to be. And, well, the last time they played, United actually dominated them, really and truly. So to be 3-2 up with the game pretty much done, and then for 2 goals to be after that period of added time, because obviously the penalty takes time to confirm via VAR. VAR loves to take a sweet time. For it to lose the game in that way, with 2 absolute last gasp goals, will hurt. How can they not? But, yeah, I think I'm going to end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next episode.
Mini Laji.